So yesterday I was at work an hour and 20 minutes into a meeting that was scheduled for an hour that could have been 30 minutes that also could have been an email. And as I'm sitting there and my brain is leaking out of my ears, I start thinking of YouTube video ideas. And Joshua Van had just won the championship and I'm thinking, man, he's the youngest champion. Right now, he's the youngest champion. And it gave me this great idea. The way that they do Forbes best 30 under 30. Let me do an MMA 30 under 30. So I write it down. I lick my pen, like a professional. And I write it down and I put my little notepad away. And I go home and I get online and I see that freaking ESPN had already done it that day. The very day that I thought of the idea, that evening, it was already an article. And so I'm like, no, it's over, dude. I'm done. They took my idea. And my list is going to be irrelevant because look at their list. I bet their list is going to be good. So I scroll and I look at their list. Ilia Topuria, obviously number one. But then what the heck is this? They have a PFL women's flyweight at number 2. Okay. And then they got Josh Van. PFL, no disrespect. I'm sure this lady's a great fighter. But anyways, yeah, let me not disrespect her at all. I don't know who she is. Jack Della Maddalena. They got Michael Morales at number 5, disrespect. And then they got Usman Nurmagomedov. And so I'm looking at this list. I'm thinking they got Natalia Silva above Arman Sarukian.
I beg your pardon?
So I see this list and I say, there's still hope. I can make my own list. So that's what I'm going to do today for you. I'm going to give you an actually reliable list of the top fighters in the UFC, not in the PFL, huh? The Pork Fried Chicken League. No, dude, we're not talking about the PFL. We're not talking about Bellator. We're talking about UFC, and we're only talking about guy fighters too. The top male UFC fighters under the age of 30, top 30. So let's get started with my number 30 ranked guy, and he just fought. That is Terrence McKinney. Live by the sword, die by the sword. I've never seen this guy fight for longer than a minute. He is like if Tom Aspinall was bad, pretty much. But he has an awful record. He has an awful record. But he's fun to watch. And, he has a chance to knock out anyone that he's fighting. So I got to put him on here. He could knock you out. He could get knocked out with the first punch. Terrence McKinney's number 30. Number 29. Bazangur Sursakayev. Now, our nonchalant Dagestani king right here. Or I'll call him Dagestani prince. Let's see how old he is. He's 24. He has a ton of hype coming in the UFC. He's won a couple of fights. He beat McConaughey, which is like beta Khalil Roundtree. That's mean. I shouldn't call him. McConaughey does look like Khalil Roundtree, and he's also not on this list. Number 28, we have Taliesin Teixeira. This is another guy. I was surprised that there's any heavyweights on this list that are under the age of 30. There's actually only 2 heavyweights under the age of 30 that are worth talking about. Taliesin Teixeira is one of them. He has a win, right? He's 25 years old. What the heck? He has a win over Justin Tafa. Congratulations. You are number 28 in the UFC 30 under 30. Now, this guy, Felipe Dos Santos, he's like the mini version of Charles Oliveira. I got him at number 27. He's a flyweight. He's fast. He's technical. He had the fight of the night against Manel Kape a while ago. I got to put him on here. There we go. Raul Rosas Jr., number 26. Now, Raul Rosas Jr., he doesn't have any big wins, but Raul Rosas Jr., he's fought in the sphere. I think he's 5-1 in the UFC or something. He has a pretty good record. He hasn't fought anyone really, really tough, but he has some potential. Next, now we're getting into some people who have beaten some names that you might recognize. Quillen Salkild has beaten pretty much exclusively minorities, marginalized voices, countries at war, brown, ethnic people. He's pretty much, yeah. And I'm not saying that. I'm not accusing. Stop playing the victim, bro. I'm not playing the victim. I'm just saying, if you are from a country that ends in Istan, avoid Quillen Salkild at all costs. If you're from a country where they say Bismillah before they eat, avoid Quillen Salkild at all costs, okay? He had a crazy head kick against Nasrat Haqparast. A lot of us didn't see that coming. Who's he fighting next? He's fighting a guy with the last name Wrong.
Oh no, this can't be.
Rest in peace, man. He's fighting at, wait, what's the ethnicity? I'm sorry, guys. If you know the inside joke, then this is funny. If you don't know the inside joke, then you're probably reporting me as we speak. Let's see who he's fighting. He's fighting Rong Zhu, a guy from China. Yeah, rest in peace, dude. Rest in peace, bro. All right, let's move. Next, 24. Joe Body Bags Pyfer. Now, this dude is a dog, man. His only loss is to Andre Barrio. He's a dog, man. He's got hands of stone. Now we're starting to get into some really dangerous guys. He beat Kelvin Gastelum by decision. He just beat Magomedov by submission. That was surprising. He did that when I was in Rio. I remember seeing that from Copacabana Beach. But Joe Pyfer, tons of potential. I'm excited to see this guy. Now, this next guy, Zhang Min Yang. All right, now, maybe debatable on why Zhang Min Yang is above Joe Pyfer. Zhang Min Yang is ranked 14. Okay, Joe Pyfer isn't ranked yet. Zhang Min Yang is ranked 14. But he honestly shouldn't be above Joe Pyfer in this because he got knocked out with a calf kick. Oh! But it was by not Walter Walker. Walter Walker's the next guy. Hey, if anything about these Walker brothers, you got to watch out for your feet. Anything below the knee, you better watch out, dude. Yeah, Walter Walker is also ranked number 14 at heavyweight. Like I said, surprising that any heavyweight is actually under the age of 30. He's 27 years old. He's from Rio de Janeiro. Ele é do Rio de Janeiro e ele quer subir. He wants your feet. This guy's a monster. Okay, 4 heel hooks in a row. Give me that! This guy is a monster. Above him, I have Bo Nickel for some reason. He should not be above him. Bo Nickel should not be above Walter Walker. Bo Nickel is not ranked. He does have a win against Vieira that he just had a head kick victory against Vieira. He does have a win against Paul Craig. So I guess, he has some higher name value wins, but I don't think that's as impressive as Walter Walker getting 4 heel hooks in a row. And you know what? That's the thing. That just pissed me off too. Because when we go back to this ESPN 30 for 30,
God, what are you showing me?
They're just putting random people. They put someone on here who pissed me off. Muhammad Mukayev and Macy Barber. Okay? You got a 27-year-old heavyweight who has 4 heel hooks in a row, and you have the nerve, you're going to put Macy Barber on the list? This is why you got to come to Flying Squirrel for the real stuff, okay? You got to come to Flying freaking Squirrel for the real stuff. Now, here's another person who's under 30, who's done just like had a heck of a career already, okay? He could retire happy, and that is your boy Peyton Talbot. He just retired one of the greatest bantamweights of all time, Henry Cejudo. Okay, he just out-wrestled, out-grappled, and outstruck Henry Cejudo, future Hall of Famer, double champion, all of the above. Granted, is Henry Cejudo 5'5" and 38 years old? Yes. But Peyton Talbot does deserve to be on here. He's probably going to be ranked number 10, and I think that's insane because he lost to Raoni Barcelos. Also, speaking of under 30, don't let Raoni Barcelos see this list. Whatever you do, do not let Raoni Barcelos watch this video or these people are in trouble. So Peyton Talbot is number 20. Number 19, we have Mauricio Ruffi. So here's the deal. My video crashed. iMovie crashed. Yes, I'm still using iMovie. I know it's not 2007 anymore, but it crashed, so I'm starting the video over. We're at Mauricio Ruffi at number 19, okay? Mauricio Ruffi, he had probably the KO of the year against Bobby Green. Yes, I'm pissed off. And that was the KO of the year, and that's how iMovie made me feel just now, is that spinning back kick. However, Mauricio Ruffi did get absolutely mogged by Benoit Saint-Denis, and that's why he's number 19. If you didn't get mogged by Benoit Saint-Denis, if you practice a little grappling, you'd be up higher. But he's not. But we still love Mauricio Ruffi. He's younger than I thought. Yeah, he's 29. He's younger than me. That's crazy, dude, because he looks older than me. All right, I've been disrespectful enough. Next guy we got, Ignacio Bahamondes. Now, I had him on the list. Someone jumped him in the rankings, and I couldn't find him because this is 2 days after I've recorded this video. That's crazy because he has a win over Jalen Turner. But I guess because he hasn't fought since June, that's what happens, man. You got to stay busy. But Ignacio Bahamondes, he has great hands. Is super exciting fighter to watch. He just got out techniqued by Rafael Fiziev, but a lot of potential in this guy's name. Also, I didn't know that Nacho was short for Ignacio, so it was really Bilal Muhammad calling him Nacho that put that on the radar. So, anyways, our next guy, this is the guy who jumped him in the rankings. And this is number 17 in my UFC Fighters Under 30, Fares ZM. Okay, he had a crazy knockout against Nazim Sadikov. Was it Nazim? Is his first name Nazim? You think I know their first names? You think I'm keeping up with the first names? He had a crazy win against Nazim Sadikov that threw him into the lightweight wankings. Wow.
What the hell?
Wow. The lightweight rankings. Let's just move on to number 16. Number 16, I have Vinicius Oliveira. When this guy hits people, they don't move.
This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't move.
Actually, they do keep moving. But he puts on master classes to put on a master class against Kyler Phillips. Phillips didn't look too good in that fight, but it's all good. He was growing his hair out, man. You got to give the guy a break. He beat Nurmagomedov. That was a classic Brazil versus Russia fight. And then beating Ricky Simon is a good aging win, you know? So I have this guy up here. He's on a good win streak. He's very technical, very aggressive. He's not technical. What am I talking about? He's a goofball. Next guy I have, Gabe Bonfim. Now, if you're a purist, then you hate this guy, right? He hugged his way into the rankings against Wonderboy. But I would say that he redeemed himself. Y'all think he redeemed himself by knocking out Randy Brown? I mean, who does that to Randy Brown? Who does that to Randy Brown? We got to put him in here, man. He's number 11 in the welterweight division. Mahetinha, I think that means Little Hammer. No way in the world I would let people call me Little Hammer.
Hey,
but not in public, not in private, not even amongst my friends. You're not calling Flying Squirrel Little Hammer. Okay? I think that's what Mahetinha means. There's no way. There's no way you're calling me Mahetinha. Who called him that? Whatever, man. Maybe they're more humble. Maybe they're not perverted in Brazil like we are in America. They are. They are. Hey, guys. If you're from Rio de Janeiro, let me ask you a question. What happens between post 8 and post 9 on Ipanema Beach? Huh?
Nothing. Just hanging around.
Let me move on. All right. Gene Silva. He's also... Oh, goodness. So Gene Silva, he's a complicated one, right? Because he went on this crazy knockout streak, like 4 or 5 wins by knockout, all the same way. He also, his receding hairline doesn't make it seem like he's 28 freaking years old. Like he's born in 1998, okay? And honestly, if I was born in 1998, my hairline looked like that, I would fight like that too. But he was climbing the rankings, had a fight against Diego Lopez and got slimed out bad. Now he's fighting against Arnold Allen. That is going to be a really good fight. I'm looking forward to that, man. Goodness. But this guy, I have him over Gabe Bonfim because Gabe Bonfim has not slimed out 4 people in a row, okay? Gabe Bonfim doesn't do that to Bryce Mitchell. Maybe he does. He probably does. But his fighting style is more exciting, okay? Now, speaking of exciting fighting style, but still having a questionable loss, we got Benoit Saint-Denis. Exciting fighting style. Absolutely just ambushed Beneil Dariush, but he has that one loss to Poirier. He actually has another loss before that. Oh, yeah, Moicano. Yep, I'm forgetting it because I'm not under 30. So Benoit Saint-Denis, he lost to Moicano, he lost to Poirier, but he beats Dariush, he beats Mauricio Rufy. Now he's going to fight Dan Hooker. We'll see, man, but I have him up high. I think he's on a roll, and I think he's only going higher. Next, we have Youssef Zalal. He's number 7 in welterweight. He just submitted Josh Emmett like Josh Emmett was a white belt in jiu-jitsu, okay? But this is how I know Youssef Zalal is good, is that nobody wants to fight him, okay? If you are on a win streak and you enter the top 10 and the guys in the top 5 don't want to fight you, that is a sign, okay? I remember when Charles Oliveira jumped back into the top 5, top 10, and Gaethje was talking trash. Why would I fight him? I don't want to fight him. He's not good enough. All these people, they didn't want to fight Charles Oliveira until he got the belt. And then when he got the belt, we found out why they didn't want to fight Charles Oliveira, right? Yusuf Zalal is one of them ones, okay? Just trust me, Yusuf Zalal is one of them ones. Next, I got another one of them ones, and it's Song Yadong. You notice people want to fight Song Yadong, actually. Cejudo thought he could take Song Yadong. Cool. Sean O'Malley thinks he can take Song Yadong. Wow. What's worse, Song Yadong or Little Hammer? But yeah, this guy, number 5 ranked in bantamweight. I'm excited to see how he does against O'Malley. You guys are saying, oh, this is going to be an exciting striking match. It's not. It's not going to be. It's going to be a point fighting type match. It's going to be a 29-28. Just remember that Flying Squirrel told you. Let's move on. Gabe Bonfim, 15. Gene Silva, 14. Benil Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis, 14. Zalal, 13. Song Yadong, 12. Let's get to 11. Brendan Allen, baby. Brendan Allen is number 11. Now we are into the title contenders. And Brendan, well, he's kind of at the edge. He's number 11. He could fight for the title next. He has a suspect win. He's not higher because he has a suspect win against Renier de Ridder, against a very tired and sick and worn out and discouraged Renier de Ridder. If you think that was the same Renier de Ridder we see every time, you're delusional, dude. There was something wrong with RDR, and I respect that he didn't make any excuses for losing that fight. He just said, hey, sometimes you lose some. But Brendan Allen, he's good. He went on a pretty good win streak before hitting the top 5, top 10. And yeah, we'll see. I want to see him fight one more. Next, we have Ian Gary. Now,
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Here's the thing about Ian Gary. He doesn't finish anybody. He has no finishes. If this was, like, if you put, what are we talking about? Bilal Muhammad has more finishes, I think, than Ian Gary. And if you think about that, that's crazy. Bilal Muhammad has 1 finish in his last 5 fights. Okay, last time Ian Gary finished somebody was Daniel Rodriguez. I don't even want to think about it, okay? If this guy didn't talk and get on our nerves, he would be known as one of the most boring fighters. Like, imagine if he just had no personality. It's crazy to think about. But if Ian Gary had no personality, he would probably be out of the UFC by now. Next, we have Tatsuro Taira. Now we're getting into like some real legitimate fighters, okay? Tatsuro Taira just beat Brandon Moreno. He dominated him. Brandon Moreno is one of the best flyweights to ever do it. You could argue that. I'd say top 5 all-time flyweight. Yeah. Tatsuro Taira just whooped him. This guy is the future. Hopefully they're setting up the Josh Van fight right now. I have him at number 8 in my rankings. Now, number 7, Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, why is Umar above Tatsuro Taira? Tatsuro Taira has a win over Brandon Moreno. Umar has a win over Corey Sandhagen and Mario Batista. I think those two back-to-back. And a close, it wasn't close. I just have him higher, okay? Deal with it. I think Umar Nurmagomedov is more dangerous than Tatsuro Taira. Could you imagine if they fought? Oh my gosh, what a fight, man. That would be an awesome fight. Although Taira might be a little too small. But wow, what a fight. Number 6, I have Nasruddin Imavov. Now, like I said, we're talking about contenders, right? Nasruddin Imavov, his best win. What is his best freaking win, y'all? A Hall of Famer? Yeah. Ain't that crazy? At the beginning of 2025, this man knocked out a Hall of Famer, Israel Adesanya, okay? Then he didn't have to take another fight, but he took another fight against Kyle Barallo, and he whooped him too. So yeah, this guy, very, very high up. I have him arguably, you could put him above this next guy. It's really debatable, these next 3-4 guys. It's really tough for me to decide. But I have Arman Tsarukyan next, okay? Arman Tsarukyan's best win is Charles Oliveira. His second best win is Dan Hooker. But for some reason, he lost Beneil Dariush, but everyone's beating Beneil Dariush. Guys, am I going crazy? I do not remember him fighting. Who is this guy?
You know damn well who I am. Who the hell?
This is 2023? What was I doing with my life? I remember Gamrot. All right, well, hey, I think Arman Tsarukyan is the only one who stands a chance against Islam and the only one who stands a chance against Ilya. Until those fights are made, we will not know, which kind of sucks. And that's probably why he's up here high. Like, if he were to go and fight Islam or fight Ilya and actually get that fight booked and he got whooped, then maybe he'd be back here behind Umar Nurmagomedov. But we have him up here because of the mystery factor and the Charles Oliveira factor, you know? He's one of the only people to beat Charles in the last few years. Next, we have Jack Della Maddalena. Now, beating Bilal, I didn't want to disrespect Jack like this, man. I gotta take Jack down. Here, I gotta move Jack back, man. Because Jack's best win is Bilal Muhammad, okay? Imavov's best win is Israel Adesanya and Cabarallo. Arman's best win is Charles Oliveira. We got to put some respect on these guys. Okay, so Jack is actually, I'll put Jack is number 6, Nasruddin is number 5, Arman's number 4, Josh Van is number 3. Obviously, he just beat Pantoja. He did beat him. I believe he beat him fair and square. Okay? You catch someone's kick and they break their arm.
Hey, whoop-de-doo.
They lost the fight. Couldn't continue. That's a win. To me, that's a win. Also, we got to consider what he did to Brandon Royval. The win over Brandon Royval and the win over Pantoja, regardless of how it happened, I'm putting him at number 3. And he's holding a belt right now, so I kind of got to keep him up here. Next, because of who I am and because of this channel, I have to put Michael Morales at number 2. Am I biased? Yeah, I'm biased. But so is Dana White. Deal with it, okay? If you're mad and you made it this far in the video, actually, if you're mad and you made it this far, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Because by this time, you've probably watched like 3 or 4 ads just to get through here. And hey, man, you're paying off the hospital bills for me. So appreciate it. Appreciate it. Michael Morales just knocked out Sean Brady. Sean Brady, 3 months ago, people were talking about this man like he was in Zero Dark 30. You know, like he was Lone Survivor. Like he was like an American hero. Because he did defeat Leon Edwards. He absolutely destroyed Leon Edwards, made all of our day. But for Morales to go out there and do what he did to him, and Morales is also 19-0, and he's also like 20. Yeah, he's 26. For how young he is, for how big and physical and technical I wouldn't call him technical, but how good he is, how powerful he is, his record. No one does that to Sean Brady. No one does that to Gilbert Burns. No one does that. I got him at number 2, and then obviously you got Ilia Topuria number 1. No surprise. Number 2 pound for pound. You could say he's number 1, depending on when he fights next, how he fights next, who he knocks out next. We've never seen anyone knock out Oliveira, Max Holloway, Alex Volkanovski back to back. It's hard to argue with that. 2 weight classes, hard to argue with that. Undefeated, hard to argue with that. Hey, man, this is our number 1. I don't think anyone would debate that he's the number 1 fighter under 30. This is my video. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. Guys, it took me so freaking long to make this video. I'm using a whole different software right now to record and to edit, so I appreciate you. Maybe this was a step in the right direction. Yeah, maybe the channel needed me to move on from iMovie. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe if you want to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.